All right, how are you?
Gloria Romero, nice to meet you.
Gotcha. My name's Arthur.
Arthur, thank you.
Yes,
running for Lieutenant Governor of California.
Absolutely, I know it. You fought for school choice. You got that parent trigger law going. I really appreciate it.
Thank
I know it was
you.
Adelanto, I believe, was the first community that triggered
You're
it.
right. Wow, you really know that history.
I'm glad you did it.
Thank
It's so
you so
important.
much. Well, thank you.
So if you don't mind my asking, so I know you were a registered Democrat, right? And you were even the Senate Majority Leader.
Correct.
Gosh, why did you change?
I changed because, as they say, I didn't leave the party left to me.
Okay,
It
okay.
went totally woke. It became unpatriotic. It became a party of socialism. And
Well-
I walked away. We saw a political coup executed right in front of our eyes when even 14 million Democrats went out to vote in a primary. And George Clooney writes an op-ed in a newspaper, and next day they've taken out the old guy and they installed an incompetent DEI candidate with no vote, no delegate, no nothing.
Tell me, which election are you talking about? I'm sorry, there's so many.
That was the presidential.
In which year?
Again, to what year are we in now? 2024, when President Trump was reelected, they took out in the Democratic primary.
So we're talking about when Biden was pushed out.
Correct,
Okay.
Correct.
So
that
you
was the final straw for me. I had been leaving the party for quite some time, battling for school choice in the legislature, something that was never supported by the Democrat Party. So kept fighting for reforms, headed up even Democrats for education reform. That wasn't enough. But that's the past. The future
Yes.
is, again, to that really enjoying being a Republican, working hard. The agenda is faith, family, freedom, and it's an honor to be on the golden ticket with Steve Hilton running for Lieutenant Governor of California.
Did he reach out to you to recruit you to
He
run?
did.
Okay.
He called me, said he had something very important to talk to me about. We had been friends. We had worked together developing policy issues for California. And then he said, Gloria, look, I really would like for you to run as my running mate as Lieutenant Governor. We talked about it. Voila, the golden ticket is born. So, and we both came in very strong. In fact, the entire golden ticket came out very strong in
Yes.
the primary election.
Absolutely. So just so you know, I am voting for you, so this is not a hostile interview. Your story, I think, is so important because there's a lot of Democrats who need to wake up and may have to just lex it.
Yeah.
So the last straw was Biden being pushed out.
Well, it's not so much Biden being pushed out. It was just the usurping of a quote unquote for the party of democracy, just basically banishing democracy to the waste bin. 14 million votes just discarded.
Wow.
And that was really it.
That's
But
true. He did win the primaries.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
true.
I mean, as bad as he was, and that was already a rigged election, it still wasn't enough for those who controlled the Democrat Party.
So if you don't mind my asking, you voted for Trump in the general in 24?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
I became a Republican. I endorsed Trump immediately, and I spoke at his rally.
Okay.
In Coachella, the only rally that Trump had in California
Right
when
on.
he was a candidate. And when I met Trump, he said, "Welcome to the Republican Party."
Cool. And
he
if
knew my story. We talked about it, walking away, what it means for California to go into the Republican column, and he was so gracious and said, "Welcome." And that's what it is, growing the tent.
and people
I
need to see
encourage-
this because you changed. Were you voted for Biden in 2020?
I didn't vote for Biden. I voted for the other, again, to the one congressman who challenged.
Oh, I know the guy in
Yes.
Minnesota.
Yes.
Okay.
And he paid with his career, but he was the only Democrat at that time who had the courage to stand up and challenge the party.
Yeah.
But all of those votes were just thrown out. It didn't matter.
Peterson, I think his name was, right, or something like that. Austin or something. But I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about. I
yeah,
could see his
yeah,
face.
Yeah. And
People
I would
need to
have
see
voted-
this. You are the real deal. You voted for a Democrat, then you voted for Trump because you saw how crazy the
Yeah.
Dems got.
And I would have voted for Bobby Kennedy, but they had already.
We got him.
Yeah, they had already rigged the primary against him before, and that's why too. When I saw Bobby Kennedy going over to and being embraced
Wow.
by President Trump, I remember I called Steve right away and I said, "It's time. I'm going to declare that I am leaving, walking away from the Democrat Party." Becoming a Republican, endorsing Donald J. Trump, voting for Donald J. Trump. Never thought I would run for office. It was a few, later that Steve said, "Come on, run with me." So here we are, and we're running for change in California.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
You have my
Thanks.